This is a story that was going on at the same time as human influences elsewhere, but it's been told late. It's been told we haven't had so much time to do something about it. Now it's on us. And now, in the next maybe 40, 50 years, it's crisis, it's crash, it's do something about it time. And that's why this is arguably one of the biggest problems in the world.
At the end of the line, it tells the story of how humans have been systematically extracting life from the oceans over the last 50 years. And it looks forward to the future to imagine what might be the case in 50 years' time when the world has a population of 9 billion.
The amount of fishing power that we have at our command today far outweighs our ability to control ourselves.
Man is not going to change, and the sea going to be dead.
I was completely obsessed by cat food because I go to my local supermarket and you see rows and rows of cat food, all with fish in it. And I thought, how on earth are we going to have an impact on cat food? We're doing bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna is the most beautiful, epic, wonderful creature. We were the only journalists, stroke filmmakers, at the meeting to decide its future. So, what hope cat food, fish in cat food? We focused on tuna and Mitsubishi as the target for our film, main target. We didn't really change their sourcing policy. But as a byproduct, I've met with someone who worked for Mars Confectionery, the people who own Whiskers, Kitty Cat, some of the biggest pet food brands. And she said, Frank Mars, because Mars is still a family-owned business, watched your film on a Virgin flight, came back the next day and said, right, we're going to change our sourcing policy. I think when we made the film, we were very much of the mind that this is such a huge, intractable, complex, dense problem. How on earth is this film going to make any kind of impact? And what happened was that people picked up on the story.
What's at stake here is an infamous minority of people making millions and millions and millions by decimating a species. Is that right? Is that moral?
What I wanted people to do was emote with the issue of overfishing rather than a person who cares about overfishing. I want people to care about the issue, and so the issue had to be centre stage.
This is not some horror scenario, it's a real possibility, and it's not rocket science, because if we're depleting one species after another, it's a finite resource. There will be a point in the future where we will run out if we don't change the way we treat this global resource.
We wanted to make a good film, but our primary goal was to change the way people thought about the oceans and about fish. We're just down in Littlehampton, and my mother has started a cafe, a beach cafe here. And so they serve sustainable fish. You come down to, if you go to the coast in England, everyone wants to eat seafood, and we just have to make sure that it's the right kind of seafood.